And the president himself weighing in on the anniversary of the Russian probe, tweeting, "Congratulations, America. We are now into the second year of the greatest witch hunt in American history, and there is still no collusion and no obstruction. The only collusion was that done by Democrats who were unable to win an election despite the spending far more money." But my next guest says the Mueller probe should keep going. Former Bush White House ethics lawyer Richard Painter joins me now. So, Richard, you just heard what we talked about at the top. Do you believe that the investigation in the summer of 2016 was a legitimate exercise?
Well, absolutely, yes. If there is a foreign power, particularly the Russians, threatening to interfere with an American election, we need to find out what's going on. The Russians have been up to this ever since 1917,
right?
When they supported communist movements.
But why bring the Trump campaign under? Yeah, but okay. So if I agree, if the Russians are trying to cause trouble in the election, that's fine. Let's investigate it. Why are you investigating Trump campaign officials, American citizens?
Well, it appears that some of those officials were meeting with the Russians, including Carter Page.
Okay, so,
and including the people at the Trump Tower meeting. They weren't talking about babies. I mean, we're not foolish here.
Let's take it one at a time. Who did Carter Page meet with?
I don't know. You know, Carter Page was meeting with Russian agents. That's what they believed when they asked for the warrants, the FISA warrants. And they went before a judge to get those. We all know about the Trump Tower meeting,
right. Well, okay, so
where there were Russian agents there as well.
Okay, let's take it one at a time. You don't know the names of the Russians that Carter Page was meeting with. And it's not a crime to meet with anybody from Russia, because everybody would be put in prison under the Obama administration if you're meeting with Russians or Hillary's meeting with Russians. Right. The judge gave the warrant because he was given a dossier that made a lot of wild, salacious allegations which were unverified and unsubstantiated. You're not allowed to present unverified and unsubstantiated allegations to a FISA court judge. Now, let's go on to the Trump Tower meeting.
No, you're just not saying the truth there, because the judge was told the truth. The judge was told the truth. There's no evidence the judge was deceived. Well, this is why the president wants to watch Fox News all day, because this is just not the truth.
Okay, well, you don't know the truth because you haven't been following it as closely as we have here on Fox News. Let's go to the Trump Tower meeting. Tell me what you think about that meeting.
Well, there was a Russian agent there. This woman had connections. This so-called lawyer had a lot of connections with the Kremlin, and they were promised the dirt on Hillary. And you have there the top two people from the Trump campaign, the president's son and his son-in-law.
Did they deliver dirt?
They're meeting with a Russian agent.
Did the Russians deliver dirt at Trump Tower, yes or no?
I don't know what was said at that meeting. We don't know yet what was said at that meeting.
Okay, well, they just released 2,000 pages of transcripts. They just released 2,000 pages of transcripts that said that there was nothing. They interviewed about a dozen people. They interviewed a dozen people about the meeting. Everybody at the meeting was interviewed by these investigators, and those transcripts were released. No dirt was moved from Russia to the Trump Tower team. Zero.
That's not true.
Oh, really? What's the truth? Were you there?
First, the dirt clearly came out in the summer of 2016. It was given to WikiLeaks. Whether or not it was delivered at that meeting, and whether or not those people are telling the truth about what happened at that meeting.
You don't know anything about that meeting. You don't know that WikiLeaks information was delivered at Trump Tower. That's never even been said before. You're the first person to ever bring that up. And a matter of fact,
Bob Mueller's job.
Hillary paid for Russian dirt on Trump and use it to get a wiretap. There was no payments made at Trump Tower, and there was no dirt. That's the difference.
Well,
I'll give you the last word,
Richard. Facts, but as I said, this is a serious investigation. The president's former campaign manager has been indicted for multiple counts of money laundering. The former national security advisor has pled guilty to crime of lying. This is the former national security advisor, top person in charge of our national security.
The people that investigated him ended up telling Comey afterwards that they didn't even believe he was lying. So,
well, he was. And you know what? He has pled guilty to lying. Guilty.
Never charged with treason or espionage or collusion. All right.
Pled guilty to lying.
Let that sink in. All right.
Multiple indictments. multiple guilty
Having
pleas.
nothing to do with collusion. All right, Richard?
Having
I appreciate
everything
you coming
to do
on.
with collusion.
All
Thank
right.
you.